Can you hear me over there? Probably not. It's so hot today. It's 99 degrees right now. I need to put my hair up. Anyways, me and Morgan have been running errands pretty much all day. I'm just now leaving his house, and we left his house this morning at like 11:30 to go find a rug for his living room, which we did, and it is like, it couldn't be better. Like, it could not be better. It's so good. That was fun. We just kind of shopped around for his apartment today, and then we went to H-E-B. That's where we just got back from. We both needed groceries badly. I always do grocery shopping on Sunday, but I feel like I don't have anything, like nothing. So I'm also starving. It just hit me, you guys. I'm hungry. Okay, not the point. I just got groceries though. We're about to do a meal prep. I'm gonna make zoodles for lunch. So I'm gonna do, on 2 days, I'm doing turkey meatballs with the Rayos or the Rows. I feel like Rayos is probably how you say it. I honestly don't know. But I got this tomato basil sauce. So delicious. It's the only jarred sauce that I'll buy when I don't make the 0 point marinara. It's so good. I love it. And it's really clean ingredients. It's just an overall good, it's a good jarred sauce. So I got that. I'm going to have that 2 days. And then on the other 2 days, I think I'm going to do the light Alfredo, because I have a jar of that open already. It needs to be used. So I'm going to do 2 days of that. And I might toss the turkey meatballs on that day, on the Alfredo days, in buffalo sauce, hot sauce. So it'll be like a buffalo Alfredo situation with zoodles. So we'll see. But I'm going to do 1 zucchini per day. I got 4 of those, and then 1 for a dinner. I want to try to do air fried zucchini later in the week, chips or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm getting off topic. We're about to meal prep, so I will show you my grocery haul first, and then I spent $70 this week. Which isn't that, it's a little bit higher, but I had to get a few staples, and then I also got all of this stuff. I had to buy flaxseed and stuff for that recipe for Morgan, so, and probably for me. I'll probably steal a few. If they turn out reasonable on the calories, I'll probably steal some too, so I feel like that'll be good. But let's hop to it. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys have a great week. Stay tuned if you want to see this meal prep. So I will post the full recipe down below, but I'm just starting with 2 eggs and then 2 bananas and mashing that up together. I would use a banana that you didn't just buy at the store, because I have to admit this was really hard. They definitely needed to be a little bit softer a couple of days after you've bought them, but it didn't take that long, and overall it turned out really good. Taste-wise, it was just hard to mash up that banana. Then I add in a cup of oats, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a cup of wild blueberries. Mix it all together, and I baked it at 350 for about 15 minutes.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still uncaught by surprise.
So next I'm getting started on the turkey meatballs. These are basically the same as I did the chicken ones, but I'm using a pound of ground turkey instead of ground chicken, and this is 99% lean. I used a third of a cup of those Panko breadcrumbs, some black pepper, and then about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the ranch seasoning powder. And I just mix that all together, and then I form it into little meatballs. Mine always makes, and that was salt that I just added, mine always makes about 15 meatballs total, and I do have my air fryer preheating on the side at 400 degrees.
Oh, yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know.
So after I rolled them all up, I washed my hands and then moved over to the air fryer once it was preheated. I did mine just in a single layer, and I divided it into 2 groups, and I did it for about 8 minutes, tossing it halfway through, just kind of shaking up the basket so they don't get stuck or too brown on one side. That's when I love you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. So while the meatballs are cooking, I'm making these energy balls for Morgan. I added a cup of oats, 1/4 of a cup of flaxseed. This is like the fine milled kind. 1/3 of a cup of the Lvly's chocolate chips, and then 2/3 of a cup of peanut butter. After the peanut butter, I do 2 tablespoons of honey. I followed the Pinterest recipe exactly. I will say I think you can definitely use less peanut butter. It was almost too much peanut butter, if that's even possible. Just the consistency was really hard to work with. But I didn't want to add more oats because I wasn't sure if maybe it would have something to do with the freezer or like how it would turn out in the end. But now after freezing them and tasting them, I think you could definitely do probably 1/2 cup of peanut butter. But these are really delicious. I ended up making 2 batches total. You just mix up all the ingredients, roll them into balls, put them in the freezer for about 30 to 45 minutes. Whenever they're pretty much frozen, I just transferred them to a Ziploc bag and they're ready to go.
I really thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh na na na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down.
Also, I did put them on this parchment paper. That just helped them from getting stuck to any pan or anything, so that helped a lot. Once they were frozen and I moved them to the baggie, I just kept the Ziploc bag in the freezer, and I'm going to tell Morgan to keep them in the freezer and just grab a few each morning. The article just said that it has a longer shelf life, but I will link this recipe down below if you're interested in making these.
Tried so hard to stay afloat, yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah, and I thought it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no words no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should.
So the meatballs are done, and I'm moving on to the zoodle bowls. Now that the muffins are out of the oven and the energy balls are in the freezer, I am just using my little zoodler situation here, and I'm doing 1 zucchini per container. And you'll see I kind of pull the zucchini out. It might be too fast to see it, but that's just so that the noodles, like the zoodles, don't get way too long. Otherwise, you just have to cut them anyways. It's harder to eat. So I do that, and then once I get to the end, I kind of poke it with a fork so it's easier to spin.
No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, no, no. We're done now. No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, no, no. Yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to.
So I ended up putting about 3.5 meatballs in each one of my containers. Then I used the plastic containers for the Alfredo and the glass ones for the red tomato basil sauce, just so the red sauce wouldn't stain my containers. I did 1/2 cup of each. The Classico Alfredo is 70 calories for 1/2 cup, and then the tomato basil is 80 calories for 1/2 cup.
We keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. And I thought it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure.
And don't forget, I have all of the recipes either linked or written out for you in the description box below, so definitely check that so you can screenshot it and make it for yourself.
I should let you know. No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, we're done now. No words no more, we're done now. No words.
Okay, so here's everything we meal prepped. I've got these protein balls for Morgan. I'm going to try them. They're still freezing a little bit, so I'm going to let them go another 20 or 30 minutes. Then I'll just put them in a big Ziploc and keep them in the freezer until tomorrow. On the article I found them on, I'll link it down below. It's from Pinterest, but it said that They store them in the freezer for just to keep them longer. So that's how I'm going to tell them to store it. Is just leave it in the freezer. We've got our zucchini noodles. I did the 2 Alfredo ones in the plastic just because plastic can stain from red sauce really easily, and I used glass for the red sauce. They all have half a cup of sauce. Then over here are those muffins, and I took a bite of one of them. These are super good. They're not overly sweet, which I kind of prefer, but these would also be really good with the Lvly's chocolate chips. And then if you like them more sweet, and I feel like you heat them up, that would just be delicious. So I seriously love these. You can add more vanilla or some stevia if you want something a little bit sweeter, but I am obsessed with these. Thank you, Miranda, for sharing that recipe. I seriously love it already. Ready to have those for breakfast. Quick and easy meal prep today. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.
No more, we